Yeah. Hi everyone. Good afternoon. Hope you had a great day today. Whether you traded or not, we are here to bring you some new features, new endpoints that we have added on Breeze API. As Breeze API. We always promise that Breeze API will be different from all the other APIs that you've ever seen. So the march of innovation on Breeze API carries on. We will be sharing with you mainly three functions, right? So we have, and this was by regulatory requirement, we built, they required us to have an endpoint which gives you the complete brokerage charge upfront, right? So this will be demonstrating our version of it, which we call preview order. What preview order, how it exceeds, the mandate is that, right, we visualize that you will start using preview order for paper trading, basically. By using preview order, we'll keep adding functionality that gives you the market impact, the impact depth, what was likelihood of execution of your limit order, and so on and so forth. So so the brokerage is the minimum regulatory requirement. That's just the tip of the iceberg. We will continue innovating that endpoint. Another new endpoint that we have is called get names. So we realize that a lot of these users, they're more well versed with the NSE terminology, right? NSE symbols. Whereas ISEC, so back when ICICI Direct was started, like way back in year 2000, BSE and NSE were comparable, so we thought, that we would come up with our own nomenclature for symbols, so that our clients can use a single symbol no matter which exchange they are trading on. But later, NSE came to show its dominance. So the market today, people who trade today, they are way more familiar with NSE terminology than any other. And again, there are database level tokens that are used. So so in effect, we have we have 4 terms we can for the same script. One, you will have the NSE nomenclature. 2, you have the BSE nomenclature. 3, we have our own ISEC nomenclature, and 3rd is the database level, which actually makes certain calls faster, because the lookup doesn't have to be, the symbol lookup doesn't have to be done. So we will be demonstrating get names. We've made get names a very flexible function, but we observe that many people are not able to understand how to use it. So we'll show a use case for fetching 1 second data. And then finally, after a long wait, I know, dozens of these users have been asking for our research calls to be published on API, right? So it was a major innovation, and our research team, tech team, and product team, we all came together and worked very hard to make this true. So now, the instant our research team publishes a research call, it may be a unidirectional, a directional naked position. It may be a 2-legged, straddle, strangle, buy, sell, long or short. The moment it is published by our research team, you can access it, right? And then of course you can always write your own function to automate taking position based on the research call. So we will not be showing that, but we'll be demonstrating exactly how to receive over WebSockets, right? So over WebSockets, you don't even have to poll or anything. Everything is done automatically. So here we go. I'll start sharing my screen. Yeah, and if you have any questions during the entire webinar, feel free to put it in the comment section. We will get to it at the end of it. And we'll keep the webinar very brief and very to the point. No diversions, so that we can have enough time to take your questions. All right. So we get started. I'll start sharing my screen. And here we go, and jump into the IDE right away. Okay. So as you see from the very top, first we do from Breeze Connect, from Breeze_Connect get Breeze Connect, and then we instantiate it using our API key. We get date time, another standardization in Breeze. I mean, a lot of API users, programmers have face this on a day-to-day basis. I mean, the running joke used to be that 80% of the time of an algo trader is spent in dealing with the dates. एक format से दूसरे format से बोलता format. So here हम लोगों ने सब कुछ standardize कर दिया. All date time formats in Breeze are ISO format, and ISO format is readily available from datetime library. So datetime library हम लोगों ने ले ली, हम लोगों ने Breeze ले लिया, datetime library pandas ले लिया अपने data store, right? We create our Breeze Connect object, call it Breeze, और फिर हम लोग session ले लेते हैं. Session की हम लोग बना के रखी हुई है. If anyone wants to still needs to learn how to generate a session token, please put it in the comment section. And we'll spend a few minutes on it at the end. Now here we are looking at CNX ban. Now again, notice CNX ban is is the ICICI symbol, right? We want to fetch 1 second candles. You heard that right? We have last 3 years of 1 second candles available. So if you need to, and specifically, okay, another thing that happened was that a couple of clients, were trying to download entire days 1 second data. The main use case, the primary use case that we have built this, given this data is not for running the entire strategy for testing the entire day. Is actually that you have your strategy should still be on a 1 minute candle, and on a 1 minute candle, if you candle bada bhi ho sakta hai, so like if there's a sudden fall in prices and that triggers a stop loss. Now in that tall candle, where will you get executed? Well, you can get that 60 1 second candles and test कि मेरे सिस्टम ने कब ट्रिगर किया स्टॉप लॉस 2-3 सेकंड स्लिपेज रख लीजिए कि अगर लेट हो जाता है, सो व्हाट विल बी योर एक्चुअली रियलाइज्ड प्राइस, राइट? To backtest the exact stop loss or conversely your take profit, right? That is what it is meant for, 1 second candles. So we say that we want 1 second candles from, so this is 1st December 2022 9:15 to 1st December 2022 10:15, right? So हम लोग 1 घंटे का उठा रहे हैं. 1 घंटे का मतलब 60 to 60 3,600. I mean we will not get 3,600 as we know, right? Breeze gives you a best of 1,000 candles. So we will end up getting only 1,000 candles out of the 3,600. बाकी को बाद में ले सकते हैं. We're going to target a future, so the exchange is NFO, and the expiry that we picked is 29th December 2022. Guys, always test your dates, okay? Always be very conscious of what dates you're giving. I mean, half the time, many of the queries that come to us, it's a simple matter that either the client, either the user did not use the correct expiry date, or that the date he's trying to pull. I mean, there was one instance when the user was trying to pull data of an expired contract, right? So the start date and end date were after the expiry date, so that will never work. And you should have small text built into your system to go for that. So now that we've defined it, let me just show you briefly how to use get names. So we have Breeze, we're calling the object Breeze. We are using the method get underscore names from it. We need to give the exchange code and the stock code. So the stock code here, and this is how this is the lovely part. It's so flexible that you can use any symbol that you don't need to worry that whether this is the ICICI symbol or this is the NSE symbol or whether this is the BSU symbol. You give it any symbol, and it will return to you a dictionary with all the other symbols. So here I will execute this to show you. So like this, I hope everyone can see this. This is the returned object, right? So I'll just paste it here so you can, and we'll go over the data structure. Kya hai? Right. So first thing it tells us, yes, this is exchange code NSE. Yes, the exchange stock code is Nifty Bank. The ICICI symbol here, we gave it the ICICI symbol, now it's giving back the ICICI symbol, right? So that field would not be of interest to us. ICICI token, Nifty Bank. Rename Nifty Bank. ICICI level 1 token. So this is, again, something that can help you speed up your some of the APIs. and ICICI token level 2. So here both level tokens are the same. Now, to reference this directly, so say for example, you want the ICICI stock code from this. So what you would have done, if you look at the last line where I'm writing my code, you would just give it the key that you want. So say for example, if I wanted the ICICI stock, the exchange stock code, right? So I would have given it the exchange stock code. Send give me the exchange stock code. So on the fly, you can then use this to generate this thing. So let's say my symbol, I gave it Reliance, right? So Reliance is the NSE stock thing. But now what I want to get is the ICICI stock code. That's it. You get relevant. See that? So it's a very, very flexible function that you can use on the fly. So here we're going to show you how we used it in again the historical one-click mechanisms. Right? We gave it the interval is equal to time interval. Start date we've already mentioned above. End date we've given above. Here the stock code. So on the fly, I'm getting it converted from whatever symbol it was to ICICI stock code. Just by using this piece of function, a function like this, I will never have to worry कि मैंने कौन सा symbol, कौन सा symbology, मैंने exchange symbology दिया है या मैंने ICICI symbology दिया है या मैंने code दिया है. And then we tell it कि product type futures है, expiry date ऊपर देखिए अपने में, और exchange is equal to exchange. Okay. Run it, that's it, and take it into a data frame. Inspect the data frame, we see that we got starting from 941, so it chose to give us the end of the, so the 3600 is generated starting from 915 to 1015. It has to, Breeze has given us the last 1000 candles, as you can see, right? You can see the row number starts from 0 and it goes all the way to 999. So that it has returned us 1000 rows of these many columns, right? So then, I mean, I guess the ideal way would be to calculate backwards, right? So calculate forward. So first 1000 candles, kitne kaun se time tak rahengi? With that as the start and end. So end weight should be more measured. So that was a brief, a quick use case for 1 second data as well as but mainly get names. Now we will see one-click FnO on WebSockets, right? We have a product named One-click FnO where our research team gives live calls based on whatever they read in the market, right? And it's got a very good strike rate. Just the thing is, sometimes some people complain that जब तक मैं manually जाके देखता हूँ, website खोलता हूँ और देखता हूँ कि कौन सी strategy आई है, तब तक वो हो सकता है थोड़ी स्टेट हो गई हो या फिर अपडेट हो गया हो या इनफैक्ट कई बार तो आपका टेक प्रॉफिट भी हो चुका हो सकता है तब तक. तो हम लोगों ने वन क्लिक स्ट्रैटेजीज हमने अभी वेब सॉकेट पे देना शुरू कर दिया है. अब आप इसको कैसे ऑटोमेट करते हैं वो आपके ऊपर है, बट हम इसको दिखा देते हैं कनेक्ट कैसे करना है. सो फर्स्ट यू विल कनेक्ट टू वेब सॉकेट इटसेल्फ, राइट? फिर आप एक डेटा हैंडलिंग फंक्शन बना देते हैं. सो दिस इज व्हाट वी कॉल इवेंट बेस्ड प्रोग्रामिंग, की जो जब इवेंट होगा तब ये वाला कदम लिया जाएगा, राइट? जो भी मैंने इस फंक्शन में डिफाइन किया. तो इस फंक्शन में तो मैंने सिंपली डेट टाइम डालेगा, स्टैम्प देगा और फिर टेक्स्ट के बाद वो जो भी डेटा रिसीव हुआ होगा उसको पब्लिश प्रिंट कर देगा. आपको चाहिए तो उसके ऊपर आप ट्रेड कर सकते हैं कि इफ से फॉर एग्जांपल इसी फंक्शन में अगर मैं लिख दूं कि इफ द सिंबल इज इक्वल टू CNX plan, ओके, देन फिर वो आप जो आपको कॉल आएगा उसमें मल्टीपल लेग्स आपके एक के बाद एक उसमें स्टैक होंगे आपके डेटा स्ट्रक्चर में. सो आप एक एक लेग को इंस्पेक्ट करके एग्जीक्यूट करवा दीजिए. देन send order for this legs, ऐसे कर सकते हैं. So now here I have defined that function and finally here I will subscribe to the function. So market बंद होगी, कोई calls आ नहीं रहे हैं, ना कुछ neither opening nor closing, but this is how it will be, right? If I want to show you what it looks like, वो देखने में कैसा होगा, let's see. Okay, so we don't have samples right now with us. but basically that's what you will get, right? Let me see if these presentation चाहिए. So you can, I'll just make this bigger. आप लोगों को दिखेगा. Previous documentation खोलिए मैंने. यहाँ पर one-click strategy live streaming, right? So you can always refer to this for getting it. अच्छा, अब यहाँ पर आपको डिक्शनरी भी दिखा रहा है. So let's take this dictionary and एक करके देखते हैं कि क्या क्या आपका वो इंफॉर्मेशन आता है आपको. Right. So सबसे पहले तो strategy date, that will be your first field. Second field modification date, कि इसको last modify कब किया गया था. Portfolio ID, वो एक तरह से that's the identifier for the strategy. कि वो strategy number. Call action, क्या है, buy है या sell है. Portfolio name, exchange code, NSE है, BSE है, NFO है. Product type, ये particular leg में आपका ये कौन सा product type है, मतलब आपका future है, cash है, क्या है. Generally, you will see options only. Most 99% of the strategies you will get on one click are option strategies. Index stock या underlying का नाम होगा. Expiry, तो मतलब contract definition आपको दे रहे हैं यहाँ पर. पूरा option type, strike, action मतलब buy or sell. फिर उसके आगे आती है recommended. Recommended के आगे जिस टाइम पे strategy publish हुई है, ठीक है. अब जैसे recommended price from मतलब एक range देंगे आपको कि इस price और उस price के min और max के बीच में अगर आपको मिलता है ये leg, तो that's the call would be effective, and then there's some general market information, and then here notice that this is for multi leg chart. So multi leg में leg number भी देंगे, leg number 1, leg number 2, 4 legs तक हो सकते हैं. Possibly I can imagine more, but generally this number will be between 2 and 4. So here we saw कि subscribe कैसे करते हैं, और सब्सक्राइब करने के बाद जो डेटा आता है उस डेटा स्ट्रक्चर में मोटा हमने देखा कि क्या क्या पार्ट्स होते हैं, राइट. तो ये हो गया आपका वन क्लिक ऑन वेब सॉकेट. सो दिस इज स्ट्रीमिंग, राइट. आपको पिंग करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. आप बस सुबह उठ के सब्सक्राइब करके छोड़ दीजिए. जैसे जैसे कॉल पब्लिश होगा वैसे वैसे आपके पास ऑटोमेटिकली आएगा. जिस तरह से आपके मार्केट डेटा आता है, streaming non-stop, and when the call is closed, then also you will get an update, by the way. Let me say that it's not just the call will published, any updates on the call, modifications, square off, agar usme if our researchers think that you should stop loss trigger हो गया भाई, निकल जाओ operations, तो वो भी आपको information web socket पे ही आ जाएगी. आपको you won't need to go on the website or do anything. You can enter this, you can get the information on socket, you can execute it on Breeze. You can, you get the update again on socket. Again, you can modify or take another position or square off as per what you want, right? So now we come to the preview order. Now this was built expressly. I mean, to be fair, this was built by on exchange mandate कि clients को हमेशा पता होना चाहिए execute करने के पहले उनको कितना इस order के लिए पड़ने वाला है, कितनी cost आने वाली है, transaction cost, and the entire breakup of the transaction cost. So for that we have built something called preview order. In preview order you can give the entire trade information. तो यहाँ पर आप पूरा बता सकते हैं कि मैं इतनी प्राइस पे लिमिट या मार्केट ऑर्डर डालूंगा इस एक्सचेंज पे इस अंडरलाइन के लिए और इतनी क्वांटिटी, एंड यू विल रिसीव द ब्रीज विल टेल यू कि आपको एग्जैक्टली कितना ब्रोकरेज पड़ता है इस पे. And we have executed this. So our order is for our order is for ICICI Bank based on the NSE exchange. We are buying it on margin. The order type is limit. Price जितना the limit price for which I'm setting इतना है. Action buy है. Quantity 1. तो Breeze मुझे बताते हैं कि भाई देखिए आपका इतना ब्रोकरेज होगा, इतना exchange turnover charge है, 0.025 paisa, so that I guess will get rounded to 0.3. In real world, stamp duty 0.1361 gets rounded to 0.14, and so on and so forth. देन इट विल टेल यू ये सब ऊपर के सारे लाइन आइटम्स मिला करके टोटल ब्रोकरेज कितना है एक बार में मुझे पता चल गया, राइट? सो देखिए ये तो मतलब एक्सचेंज ने बोला इसलिए हमने बनाया, बट आप नाम से देख सकते हैं कि हम लोग वी डिडंट नेम दिस दिस एंड पॉइंट, वी डिडंट नेम इट गेट ब्रोकरेज, हालांकि अभी यही कर रहे हैं, that's the first function, but going forward we will also add functionalities to it. we'll add कि आपका मार्केट इम्पैक्ट कितना हो रहा है, आपकी लैंडेड प्राइस कितनी है, एवरेज प्राइस कितनी है, आपने कितने लेवल तक ऑर्डर बुक खाया अगर आपने मार्केट ऑर्डर डाला, या फिर अगर आपने लिमिट ऑर्डर डाला तो वो अभी एग्जीक्यूट होने में एग्जीक्यूट हुआ कि नहीं हुआ, या फिर कितना उसका वो है. So we will put multiple other things so that effectively you will be able to paper trade using this preview order. Right. So I promise you I will keep it quick and we'll just go over things. We can start with questions. Yeah. So the first question I'm seeing, let me just check this. Okay, the first question is, it looks like option chain endpoint is not functional and historical endpoint taken from to date, but date and time is taken as input. Time is not used at all. You're right. So the first question, we'll check it up, right? Thank you for reporting your observation. We will check out historical, option chain, and we'll get back to you. If you could drop us an email at breezeapi@icicisecurities.com, we will reply to you personally also. Okay, on the first point. On the second point, historical data API, and the person's name is user7. User7, I would recommend that you use historical data _v2. It's a second version that overcomes all the issues that were faced in the first. So for endpoint, you can go here in the documentation, here, or if you just want to skip the theory and get straight to it, you can go to the SDK. Right? It's a little bigger. Everything else remains the same in V2. It's just that we are using a completely different database and different queries in the backend. Otherwise, the form and function of the API remains the same. So yeah, so that should solve the second part. This is a great question. Yeah, I mean, if Python API can be updated to async stream to avoid concurrency error. Naveen, this is a great point. Yeah. So what's happening, guys? Currently, क्या हो रहा है कि हमारे जो WebSockets है, so we have functionality built within the SDK. If the connection drops for whatever reason, right? If the connection drops for whatever reason, the reconnection happens automatically. But what's not happening and what we are building right now is currently being tested and should be rolled out by the end of this week. Currently, what's happening is that reconnection is automatic, but the resubscription. Say, for example, if you're subscribed to 6 symbols, that those 6 symbols are not resubscribed automatically, right? So I believe this is what Naveen is talking about. Naveen, thank you for pointing that out. I wish you had given this idea, 2 months back or 3 months back, but definitely we're implementing this as we speak, right? We're testing this as we speak. Abhi wants to know when and how we trade commodity using Breeze API. That is in the works right now. MCX functionality is being integrated, and MCX historical data is also being procured. So you will, again, we will give a complete set of API with a complete set of historical data, and I think we're one of the very few who are giving that extent of data, and it will come on. जब commodities का होगा, तो commodities का भी historical data मिलेगा ही पक्के से. There's no when I subscribe and software is disconnected. Yes, Abhi, that's the same question as Naveen. We will be doing it. And as for knowing how many API calls, so that you can manage, Abhi, as of now, I would say this should be a DIY thing. Maybe that's a good idea for a code snippet. So we will try to frame हम लोग code snippet बनाने की कोशिश करेंगे जिसमें कि you can it will monitor and perhaps even echo to screen your how many API calls you have made that day. And I think it's better if you keep this functionality even if we do formalize this functionality, अगर इसको SDK level पे रखें तो ही अच्छा रहेगा, क्योंकि फिर server का server के ऊपर बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाता है, frankly speaking. So to keep the server load free, I think we can think of putting this in SDK level. Where is the rate limit? Where is the rate limit documented on the website? Okay, that's also a good question. I hope you guys can still see my screen. The rate limits are published right here. Yeah. So here you see right up front in the introduction itself, user 7. I hope you can see this. Breeze API is designed to accept 100 API calls per minute and 5,000 API calls per day, right? So and we heard you, आपको मैंने बोला कि हमको order को poll करना होता है. We have to check the order status throughout the day, and therefore we are exhausting all our API calls on checking the orders. So that is why we made live stream. So you can get the information on your entire order book using this. And if you want to jump straight to the SDK level. Here you go. So here, last line देख रहे हैं? Get order notifications to true. ये दे देंगे तो आप जिस तरह से हमने अभी one click discuss किया वैसे ही. Salil वैसे I believe Salil has already done a webinar on this. If there is any, and with what Naveen and Abhi said, the fixes for the connection drop and the fix for resubscription is on the way. We are just in the last lecture testing it. So I hope that has answered all the questions. Okay, no, wait, a couple of more. Why don't you deprecate? Deprecate हम लोग नहीं करते. We generally don't like deprecating because many people still have a dependency on it. So while other people have found a flaw, it works for some people. But we will take this suggestion under guidance. Maybe we'll circulate a poll. Let's see how many people are actually using it. If no one's using it, then taking it offline would be best instead of confusing people, right? Again, MCX हो गया, future plus stop loss हो गया. So there are a couple of order types in the making. So we have BTST, I believe, and MTF orders are going to be released. Support for future plus stop loss. Yes, there is support for future plus stop loss. Please write to us. We'll get back to on that. Historical data is not available. So okay, so one of the things that we're doing on the historical data side is that at an industrial strength, we are going to be cleaning up the data. मतलब हम लोगों ने एकदम expert से बात करी है. Algo trading के मतलब international level पे जो लोग algo trading करते हैं, and they have shared some techniques for data cleaning. We will implement that. If you have any specific dates, like Abhi has said 6 Jan 22 for Nifty options, we will pass that ASAP, right? Is someone is asking, is there 3-minute historical data? No, I mean see, 3-minute is that odd time scale, right? I have seen it very rarely used, or and then if you go down that road, 1 minute hai, 2 minute hai, 3 minute hai, then why not 4 minute? Then why not 6 minute also? So that becomes a kind of we go down a different road altogether. And somebody is asking, how can I access 3-minute candle live data? So another thing, another thing very unique to our is that we have streaming OHLC, right? But again, in same वही same बात आती है कि अगर हम 2 मिनट दे रहे हैं, 3 मिनट दे रहे हैं, तो 6 मिनट क्यों दे रहे हैं, 7 मिनट क्यों दे रहे हैं? It becomes a little arbitrary at that point and puts unnecessary load on the server. So I hope you guys can make do with what we have. If you want code samples, अगर आप लोगों को code sample चाहिए कि मेरे को 3 मिनट कैंडल में कैसे बनाऊं लाइव एनवायरनमेंट में, मेरे को 3 ही करना है, मतलब आपका गाड़ी अटक ही गई है, मेरा 3 के आगे नहीं बढ़ सकते हैं, तो आप उनको लिखिए, mail us at breezeapi@icicisecurities.com, and we will try to write the sample code for you. If we catch exception, then you can reconnect. You're right. You could have done all that, but then ultimately responsibility हमारे ऊपर ही आती है. So we are going to put it in the SDK only. आप चिंता मत करिए नवीन, हम लोग उसको SDK में ही डाल देते हैं. Same for Abhi. Need accounting. Again, accounting, I said कि it will put too much load on the API server if you do it at the API server. Right? So what instead we'll do is, we have taken note, we will write sample code so that your algo can monitor for itself. Right? I often encounter basic data for second weekly or second month. Asmit, please again, I'll just ask you to, for these specific questions, please write to us at breezeapi@icicisecurities.com. We love to reply to your mails, जहाँ पे भी हो सकता है. Do we have same API limits for historical? Yes, same. So the limits that we saw of 5,000 per day and 100 per minute, that applies to all endpoints. Some of you are legitimately confused. Historical live data आता है, तो is that one call? Is that many calls? Each subscription is one call. Each unsubscription is one call, right? So that counts as a call. कितना भी data आ जाए उससे फर्क नहीं पड़ता. Migrating from others APIs pretty good. Yeah, user 7. Yeah, we hope we have been able to fulfill as many use cases as possible. थोड़ा बहुत अपने में we have to innovate ourselves also. I mean, everything API सब कुछ ही नहीं कर सकता है. I mean, because see, you guys are amazing. You guys are making programs from your own imagination. आप लोग अपने imagination use करके बना रहे हैं. So definitely it will be very hard for a signal broker to keep up with everyone's imagination, right? But do write to us if you have any legitimate things. If we are not able to do it at the API level, we will see if we can do it at the SDK level. If we cannot do it at the SDK level, we'll try to do it at sample code level. By the way, we also have a repository. I don't know how आप लोग में से कितनों को पता है. देख लीजिए, if you can see my screen, we also have a sample code library, right? We also have a sample code library जहाँ पर previous webinars के कोड हैं, जहाँ पर हम लोग को ऐसी बैठे कुछ आइडिया आता है कि ये ऐसे क्यों नहीं कर देते हैं. Maybe people want to see कि ये कैसे करना है. See, everything is not. अब आप सब लोग पाइथन यूज कर ही रहे होंगे. आप लोगों ने देखा ही होगा कि आप लोग पाइथन में कोई सी के जैसा नहीं है कि आप स्क्रैच से आप सब कुछ लिख रहे हैं, right? So your innovation is done on top of somebody else's innovation. So we thought, why not put stuff out? Why not share code which everyone can use, and then you can use it as a starting point. इसके ऊपर आप innovation करिए, right? Let us give you the seed for the innovation, and you do everything on top of that. So अभी भी जो हम लोगों ने दो चीजें डिस्कस करी कि API calls का काउंट रखना है और 1 minute candle से 3 minute candle बनाने हैं. Watch this space, subscribe to this page, follow us on GitHub, and we will release codes for both of these on this page only. Of course, we will mail you also. तो ऐसा खोल के बैठे रहने की जरूरत नहीं है, but ऐसे बोल दिया. All right, guys. So I hope this webinar was productive. I hope you like these functionalities, and we hope to keep coming up with more and more good stuff. Right? Do write to us. Did I miss something? Please share code sample with 3 minute candle. Yes, Manoj, will do. Asmit, sorry to have disappointed you. I mean, we try to humanly keep up with all the mails. अभी तक हम लोगों ने कोई system implement नहीं किया है. We try our best. I'm sorry that आपको ऐसा लगा कि बहुत slow है. I have noted your name down. I will personally reach out to you. All right. Sorry about disappointing you. All right. So I think that's a wrap. See you again very soon with more sample code, with more tips and tricks. And by the way, Salil is planning a special webinar to show you. So broadly we observed that a lot of you have started. आप लोगों की data analysis बहुत sharp है. आप लोग strategy ढूंढ लेते हैं जल्दी से trading view में prototype करके Excel में data analysis करके या फिर pandas में करके आप लोग you hit the market, right? But फिर क्या है कि not everyone is an expert programmer. So कई बार होता है हम लोग देखा है कि लोग for loop लिखते हैं और for loop हर 5 मिनट के बाद उठता है, जगता है, मार्केट में गेट कोड करता है, फिर स्ट्रैटेजी अपना सिग्नल जनरेट करता है, फिर करता है. तो दैट्स एक्चुअली अ वेरी बैड. उसमें क्या होता है फिर आपको अलग अलग टाइप के एरर्स मिलेंगे और एरर्स के लिए अलग अलग टाइप की डेटा हैंडलिंग होगी वगैरह. सो देयर इज अ कॉन्सेप्ट कॉल्ड इवेंट बेस्ड प्रोसेसिंग. इवेंट बेस्ड प्रोसेसिंग क्या होता है कि जब भी आपका कुछ इवेंट होता है, अभी मतलब आई कम टू एग्जैक्टली व्हाट, जब भी कुछ इवेंट होता है तो आपका एक पूरा साइकिल जो आपके एल्गो रन होती है, आपका जो भी मेन लॉजिक कोर है. So Salil will demonstrate how to do event-based programming, how to catch live data in within an event. मोटा बता दूं तो हम लोगों ने actually देख ही लिया. What we were looking at was nothing but event processing. On text जो function था, sorry, on text नहीं था. या sample code में on tick है. हम लोगों ने आज function use किया for catching one-click on event data, right? तो वो मैंने नाम चेंज किया था ये सोच के कि बाद में मैं बताऊंगा आप लोगों को. So event-based प्रोग्रामिंग में ये होता है कि जब भी आपका कुछ एक छोटा इवेंट होता है तब उस फंक्शन का सारा कोड रन होगा। यहां पर हमने यूज किया कि जब भी हमको वन क्लिक का आता है तो वो प्रिंट कर देगा, जब भी हमको वन क्लिक का नोटिफिकेशन आएगा वो प्रिंट हो जाएगा। वो अब प्रिंट की जगह हम कुछ भी कर सकते थे। वी कुड हैव एडेड कि भाई इफ symbol is equal to cnx bar, if it is a two-legged order, if one order is sell a call, the other leg is sell a put, तो इस तरह से you identified as a straddle. So now your program every time बैंक निफ्टी का शॉर्ट स्ट्रैडल रिकमेंड होता है, आप उसके वो फिर ऑटोमेट कर सकते हैं, राइट? द मोमेंट इट कम्स इन, इट्स एन इवेंट दैट वो इवेंट हुआ, आपका जो डेटा पैकेट है ना वो एक इवेंट हुआ, उस इवेंट को हैंडल करने के लिए आप अलग से, सो देयर इज नो नीड टू रन अ फॉर लूप एंड कीप चेकिंग कि भाई अभी कोई आया है, वन क्लिक स्ट्रैटेजी आई है कि नहीं आई है। यू डू नॉट हैव टू डू दैट। सो सलील विल सिट थ्रू, विल गाइड यू थ्रू, कॉन्सेप्ट्स पढ़ाएंगे ब्रीफली और फिर प्रैक्टिकल कोड भी दिखाएंगे आपको कि हाउ टू मेक एन इवेंट बेस्ड एल्गोरिथम। So that look out for that webinar very soon. Salil will be with us. All right. So that's it, guys. Thank you. Thanks everyone, and have a great week.